Week 13 of the NFL, absolute banger. Let's get into it. All right, so the first game. First off, last week, I believe I got 4 games wrong, so not bad. There was a couple games that just didn't go my way, and then there was a couple games that I did not see happening that ended up happening. So let's get into it. First, we got the Thanksgiving Day slate. First off, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you had an amazing day with your family if you were celebrating Thanksgiving. So, yeah, hope that all went well. Anyways, first we got the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Green Bay wins 31-24. This was a good game. The Lions kind of were struggling a little bit. Jordan Love was putting up monstrous numbers, 18 for 30, 234 and 4. Awesome game with a good quarterback rating as well. Josh Jacobs getting it done on the ground, just almost averaging 5 yards a carry. But apparently they had a corner running the ball. I think that's Bo Melton. I'm getting text messages. Apparently Bo Melton ran the ball twice. I don't know why, but he did. So that's pretty cool if you're Bo Melton, I guess. Dontavian Wicks, probably the best game of his career, I think, at least when I was watching this game. They had to have a crucial fourth down conversion there at the end of the game, which he lost his shoe on, and Jordan Love was pressured, and he still got it. Next, we got the Chiefs and the Cowboys. I don't want to spend too much time on this game because, oh boy. Let's just look here. So Mahomes, great game. He went 23 of 34, 261 and 4. He was sacked 3 times. Mahomes really didn't do anything wrong in this game. I mean, he played pretty well. Kareem Hunt was okay. He wasn't great on the ground. Mahomes actually did scramble. I said if the Chiefs' offense needs to get moving, we need to get out and scramble with Mahomes. Or Mahomes needs to get out and scramble. But with that being said, you had the Chiefs receivers. I mean, they were all right. We were dropping a lot of passes, which wasn't good. Rashee Rice was dropping wide open passes, even though he had 8 catches for 92 yards here and 2 touchdowns. Kelsey was looking good on the day. He had 1 drop, is what it is. He went 5 for 6. Everybody has a drop every once in a while. You're going to have that happen. I still think Travis Kelsey is the best tight end in the NFL. It's my opinion. But, I mean, the Chiefs' defense at the beginning of the game looked really good. We picked off Dak Prescott. We showed pressure. It looked like we were going to go to a dominant win, and then we didn't. And now we have to win next week against the Houston Texans to even make the playoffs. And that's probably, I don't know if that's happening. We'll get into that in here in a little bit. Dak Prescott, though, after that first drive, carved up our defense. 27 of 39, 320, 2 and 1. Just a great game for Dak Prescott. Javonte Williams getting it done on the ground. Efficient football. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Greatest wide receiver duo in the NFL. You could argue for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. No. It goes to this receiving core right here. George Pickens, like I said, better receiver than the CeeDee Lamb. But CeeDee Lamb did outgain George Pickens in this game, even though Pickens was actually targeted more for the first time this season in this game when CeeDee Lamb and him had played at the same time. So that was interesting. But yeah, Cowboys just getting it done in the end. And the Chiefs have got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. We're 6-6, and if we don't win out, we're not making the playoffs. Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens. I told you so. I knew it. I said when Joe Burrow is on the Bengals, this team is a different animal, and darn right, I was correct. This was also Jamar Chase's first game back from suspension. So, I mean, if you're looking at it, Baltimore sucked, and part of the reason why they sucked is because Lamar Jackson was not great. Yeah, I mean, he passed for 250. He didn't throw a single touchdown pass. He had an interception. He also had 30 yards on the ground. So, I mean, you're looking at it, and you're like, okay, whatever. But he was sacked 3 times, and he fumbled, I think. Yeah, he fumbled twice. Lamar Jackson fumbling twice. Not something you want to see, especially if you're trying to get into the playoffs, and they're 6-6 now as well. And if the Bengals win out, actually they have a good chance because the 2 teams in front of them, in the Ravens and the Steelers are on. Well, I wouldn't say the Ravens are declining, but the Steelers are definitely declining. But this game, another I told you so. This one I went and posted a couple other places trying to get y'all to come watch my stuff because I know you'll enjoy it. Chicago beating Philadelphia 24-15. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. Philadelphia Eagles, you know what they suffered from? Their offense. Their offense was not good. Their defense gave them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in this game for the Bears to not score and the Eagles to score. That sentence made no sense. But the Eagles were given much opportunities by their defense, and they just couldn't capitalize. I mean, like, look at this. It was 7-6 at halftime. 7-6. No, not 7-6. 10-6 at halftime. The Bears were up. It was up like 7-3 pretty much most of the game in that first half. Then the Eagles finally get out in front. And then what happens? The Bears scored 2 touchdowns. The Eagles end up getting a touchdown, and then there was some controversial stuff in the fourth quarter there on Black Friday. I don't really care. Caleb Williams, playing pretty well. Pretty decent, efficient football. Really good. Kyle Monangai, I told you this kid was a freak. He's great. He's a 7th-round draft pick. 22 carries, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Fantastic. Both these running backs, DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, are averaging over 6 yards a carry. DeAndre Swift is darn near getting 7 yards a carry. Kyle Monangai just at 5.9. He's getting 6. Cole Kmet and Luther Burden and Colston Loveland. I love it when I see 2 tight ends at the top of that receiving core. It's fantastic that the Bears won this game because I knew they were going to. Next, we got the Los Angeles Rams and the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, man, this game, it was crappy weather. I think it was a rainy game, I think, in Carolina. It was just around 50 degrees, but the Panthers ended up getting this win. They hung with them the entire game. They scored 14 in the first quarter. The Rams ended up taking back up the lead at halftime, and then the Panthers sneak out 2 touchdowns compared to the Rams 1 by the end of the game, and it was a good game. It was just a good game. They were making Matt Stafford look not as great. And after this game, Drake May is now runner-up for NFL MVP. But Bryce Young, man. Bryce Young led a game-winning drive with that game-winning touchdown there at the end of the game. 206 and 3 for Bryce Young. Really, really good. 147 QBR. Beautiful game. Chuba Hubbard, I don't know why he's still getting carries, but, I mean, he did have a decent game. Rico Dowdle, great game. I mean, he got 18 carries. So I guess they had like 33 carries or something split between the two of them. Whatever. Coker and McMillan. So this was the biggest thing I caught from this game was the fact that the Panthers would go for it on 4th down, and both times they went for it on 4th and short. One was a touchdown to McMillan, and the other one was a big deep shot to Coker. I say it was a deep shot. It was like 33 yards. So the Panthers were kind of like, hey, playoff hopes are on the line. We're just going full out. We don't care. Playoffs. They're 7-6. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers better watch out, especially because they almost lost the Arizona Cardinals this week. I did predict them to win, and they did. They got the dub 17-20 or 20-17. The Cardinals, they've lost another close game. It's nothing too crazy. I'm gonna pretty much just move on here. Other than the Bucs are cold, and the Cardinals, I mean, they suck, but the Bucs have been cold all season except for like the first 6 weeks. Since then, they've been cold, and they need to get their mojo back on. They're 7-5, and I think the Panthers have their bye week coming up. I think it's either this week or next week, something like that. But the Panthers, they have got to keep going, and the Bucs might slip up. Who knows? Same thing here with the Atlanta Falcons. I didn't see this happening. Atlanta Falcons lose to the Jets 27-24. I mean, I thought Kirk Cousins was going to put up a better performance than this. I mean, even though Kirk Cousins actually didn't do that bad of a job, he really didn't lose this game. Bijan Robinson getting 23 carries, A lot better than last week, that's for sure. 150 on the ground and the rushing touchdown. He's also getting, how many receptions did he get? 5 receptions through the air for 42. Good game plan there by the offensive coordinator. This defense, however, was not good. Not good. You're not going to win a game with just 2 sacks if the opponent's quarterback is Tyrod Taylor. Which Tyrod Taylor, not to knock on the guy, has actually been playing pretty good for the Jets. Granted, his numbers aren't the best, but I mean, we're talking about the Jets here. They're not great. Breece Hall, another good game with 70 yards on the ground and the rushing touchdown. Although his longest rushing play was 9 yards. Tyrod Taylor's longest rushing play of the game was 14 yards. I digress. Next, we got the Saints and the Dolphins. Funny thing here, the Saints actually recovered an onside kick in the fourth quarter, which probably shouldn't have been called an onside kick because, well, I don't think it touched anybody. You can go look at the clip if you want to. Miami ends up winning the game, of course, because first off, it's in Miami, and second off, it's the Saints, and they just Saints the game away. Enough said. Tyler Shough, not a bad game. Took 4 sacks. Tua, kind of whatever. I mean, Devon Achane took over, and that's pretty much what you needed in this game was a good rushing attack, and that's how they did it. They got it done. All right, this game. I watched this game. This was a good game. Texans, Colts. It was NFL's best, stats-wise, offense versus the NFL's best, stats-wise, defense. Apparently, going into this game, I was like, Seattle has the best defense, by far. Right? Well, then when I saw that what they did here with the Colts, that's kind of embarrassing. I mean, C.J. Stroud and the Texans offense played a good game, but the Colts kind of struggled. Jones, 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not bad on the day. He was sacked once. Only sacked once. Keep that in mind. But there was 2 fumbles by the offense of the Colts. And they forced the Colts to several mistakes. I mean, this defense, it was very much like a Chiefs defense from last year where they would force you into a position where you've been on the field already 8 or 9 plays, and then you're going to make a mistake. You're going to drop a pass, and then they just showed. Because this team, the Indianapolis Colts, right now, they're best on first down. I mean, they convert first downs on first down. Best than anyone else in the NFL, apparently. So their goal was just to force them to second and third downs, and that's exactly what happened. And they won. Next year, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are by far the worst team in the NFL. The fact that they have 1 win is kind of embarrassing for whoever they beat because they are terrible. And it's not necessarily Cam Ward's fault. He was sacked 3 times in this game. It just is what it is. Next week, we got the Titans and the Browns. Yeah, that's going to be a toilet bowl. I keep on using that term, but they keep on giving us 1 game a week. It's just going to be a toilet bowl. I mean, but like the Dolphins-New Orleans game wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I like how I was supposed to be talking about the Jaguars, and I got talking about toilets. But the Jags, I mean, they're leading their division now. Good for them. I don't think they're a good team. I think they're a fraudulent team. But the most fraudulent team right now is definitely the San Francisco 49ers. They beat the Cleveland Browns. Oh, boy. Yeah, so Brock Purdy was sacked 1 time. Congratulations. I don't know who he was sacked by. Was it Myles Garrett? I'm not sure. I don't think... Yeah, okay, so it was Myles Garrett. So I think Myles Garrett has 19 sacks now. So he's on pace to break the NFL sack record, which is cool. Cool to see. Other than that, Shedeur Sanders didn't play bad. I mean, 93, QBR, 150-1. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Completing over 50% of his passes. Quinshaw Judkins, 23 carries, 91 yards. Not a bad day. You look at these stats for the Browns, and you're like, it wasn't a bad day at all. Brock Purdy, a better day of passing the football than what he did a while ago. It was just last week when he threw for 4 picks. So, Brock Purdy, definitely on the mend. Granted, he's playing the Cleveland Browns, and next week, they have the Titans. So I don't think the Colts will give them too many problems with that defense. I mean, their defense isn't bad. I'll give them that, especially since they added Sauce Gardner. But who knows what the Niners are going to look like? They're 9-4, whatever. Minnesota Vikings are terrible. They're 4-8. I could have told you that this was going to be a blowout. Oh wait, I did. I said Seattle by 3 or 2 or 3 touchdowns, something like that. Though they won by technically 4 scores. So there you go. Seattle Seahawks defense is probably the best in the NFL. I mean, Max Brosmer, my goodness, 126 and 4 picks. I thought we saw the worst quarterback performance this season last week with Brock Purdy. Yeah, no, it was Max Brosmer in this game. Granted, to give him credit, it was his first NFL start. So take that as you will. He was probably just kind of thrown into the situation. He was also sacked 4 times, for what that's worth. But I think the Seahawks, I think it was 2 pick sixes or just 1 interception. Yeah, it was just 1 pick six. But yeah, a lot of people cashing in. Ernest Jones the fourth, I believe, is what that is. Ernest Jones the fourth, 2 picks, had Max Brosmer's number. Absolutely crazy. Rashid Shaheed getting it done on the return game, and Barner and Kupp, and Nick Jigba really didn't get the ball very much. Just 2 catches. Really, the offense here for the Seattle Seahawks, it was pretty much just like, we're not going to turn the ball over, and we're not going to lose the game. And our defense pretty much won the game for us. I really wanted the Raiders to win this game. However, the Chargers are just that good, I guess. I mean, they put up 31 points against the Raiders. They were struggling at one point in this game. They were losing. Or they were winning, and then it was tied at halftime, and then they came out of halftime and just took the score way up. They were kind of struggling in the first half. It kind of helps when your opposing team has Geno Smith at quarterback. That always helps. Justin Herbert, pretty decent game. Just didn't lose. Another decent game. Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh looked like they had this game under control. They were kind of controlling the game a little bit. They were making sure that what they wanted to do on offense, they were doing. And then they come out first play of the second half, and they have a fumble 6 for the Bills, because Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw the ball for some reason. So, not a bad game. Mason Rudolph comes in after that and is terrible. He's just not good. James Cook, 32 carries, 144 yards. Great game and great day for James Cook, especially because he also had 3 receptions. Now, if the Falcons used him like that, maybe Bijan Robinson would be putting up those kind of stats. I mean, Bijan still is putting up those kind of stats, so it's just not as many carries. This game right here, Denver Broncos, Washington Commanders, I picked the Broncos to win, and they somehow did it. But, I mean, we know that the Broncos are good and everything. I want to talk about the Commanders. First off, Marcus Mariota. Great game. Great game for Marcus Mariota. 28 of 50. So, I mean, just over 50% passing. 302 passing touchdowns. He took 2 sacks. He did throw an interception, but he also had 10 rushes for 55 yards. So 5 yards a carry, whatever, right? Marcus Mariota looked pretty decent in this game. Zach Ertz leading and receiving. Things were kind of clicking for the Commanders on offense for once this season. It looked good, especially against that Broncos defense. I was concerned because that Broncos defense is actually pretty decent. I mean, they have some really good edge rushers, and it showed there at the end of the game. They were in overtime. They went for 2, and Nick Benito knocked it down in front of Marcus Mariota's face. I kind of feel bad. Marcus Mariota, he was one of my favorite quarterbacks for a while, especially when he had he caught his own touchdown pass against the Chiefs in the wild card game there in like 2016. Goodness, that was a long time ago. But with that being said, the best play of the night was by far the catch by, who was it? Treylon Burks, yeah. He had one catch in this entire game. One catch. That's it. There's one target, one catch. Or I guess he had 4 targets, which we're going to dismiss that. But he had one catch for 5 yards, and it was a touchdown, back corner of the end zone, and he caught it like Odell. It was a great catch. I would go watch that clip. Next, we got probably my biggest blunder pick of the week. I said Jackson Dart is back. You're going to see the Giants pull off this massive upset. Well, I didn't realize that the Legion of Boom was back. My goodness. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, oh, that he's just referencing off a one play. No, there was you could probably find a good dozen plays from this game. There was like, am I watching Monday Night Football or am I watching Monday Night SmackDown? Like, what is happening? Because the New England Patriots, especially their linebackers and their DBs, were getting after. I mean, they were just hitting people. They were causing fights on the field because of how hard they were hitting people, especially Jackson Dart. They hit him really hard. Jackson Dart, if you're going to be a quarterback in the NFL, you better learn to get down. I'm just saying that right now. I know I'm younger than you, and you probably aren't even watching this right now, but you need to learn to get down because you just do. If I was quarterback in the NFL, I'm sliding down because I'm not dumb, and I want to live, and those linebackers are huge. Anyways, Patriots, Drake May, absolute stunning game. Patriots looked good. They had a kickoff return touchdown. They were just rolling. Jackson Dart didn't play terrible. He played good. 140-1, not bad. Pretty efficient with the football. Rushing-wise, he had four carries for 20 yards. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, in summary this week, I don't know. Cowboys, they might make the playoffs, they might not. Chiefs, who knows if they're going to make the playoffs or not. Green Bay's making the playoffs. Detroit might not make the playoffs. Cincinnati, they got to win out. Baltimore's kind of struggling. Chicago's on a roll. Philadelphia's cooling off. Carolina Panthers, amazing win. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who knows what their season entails for them. And the Cardinals suck. Atlanta, New York, who's going to have a higher draft pick? Probably the Falcons. Then you got New Orleans and Miami, another terrible game. Houston, great defense. Indianapolis, figure it out. You were hot and now you're cooling off. You got Tampa Bay syndrome. Jacksonville Jaguars, leaders of their division, but they won against the worst team in the NFL. Not that impressive. Seattle Seahawks, shutout for the first time. Minnesota's been shut out since 2006? Something like that. 2006, I think it was. Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Good division game. It was okay watch. Chargers get the W. Pittsburgh. Buffalo, you're looking pretty decent. You're struggling at times, and you're just kind of inconsistent. Pittsburgh, you need to pick it up if you want to make the playoffs. Denver, Washington, too close a call for you if you're the Denver Broncos. You're probably the most fraudulent 10-win team in NFL history. People were saying about the Chiefs last year, but at least the Chiefs were competent and struggle-free. I know you beat us this year, but we're 6-6, so take that. New York and New England. New England, you're the new Legion of Boom, in my opinion, even though you're never going to touch the legacy of the Legion of Boom. You looked pretty good, hitting hard there on Monday Night Football. Let's take a look at the divisions really quickly. You got New England, Buffalo, Miami, New York in the AFC East. You got Baltimore and Pittsburgh tied at 6-6. And this is what I'm talking about here with the Cincinnati Bengals. They could win out technically and get this division back because they're 3-1 in their division. They've only lost one divisional game. Only one. They're 3-1 in those divisional games. So that's going to be pretty crucial coming up here soon. AFC South, Indianapolis and Jacksonville are tied right now. Indianapolis, you need to step it up. Be the team that you were the previous so many weeks of the season. Houston is on fire. They're probably going to make the playoffs unless we beat them this week. Tennessee, you're getting the first overall pick. Congratulations. It's not official yet, obviously, but you're most definitely probably going to get it because I don't think you're winning a game the rest of the season. Denver Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs. Chargers, we need you to drop a couple games. Broncos, congratulations, you've won the AFC West. I'm calling it right now. I don't think there's any way that anyone else wins the AFC West unless you just tank these last 4 games or so. So, Raiders, better luck next year. Okay, that's it for the AFC. Now for the NFC, you got the Eagles, Cowboys, AFC East, or NFC East, rather. Cowboys are heating up. They might steal this division from the Eagles. I'm just saying, they might. Chicago in control of the North right now. Green Bay on their tail. If they get that win against the Cowboys, well, then they would probably be in the league right now. Detroit, great game for... No, not really a great game, but, you're 7-5. Get it together. Minnesota, you suck. NFC South. Tampa Bay and Carolina are neck and neck for that division title. The other two need to pack it up. And NFC West, you got the Rams and Seahawks, who are tied, and I believe they play each other soon. And then you got the Niners, who are 9-4. You got 3 9-win teams in this division. That's pretty crazy, actually. The NFC West might be the best division in football, other than the AFC West, in my opinion. And then you got the Cardinals, who have lost more one-score games than the Chiefs, and that's impressive. That's saying something. Playoff-wise, your division leaders, New England, Denver, Jacksonville, Baltimore. Your current wild card, if it ended today, would be the Chargers, the Colts, and Buffalo Bills. In the hunt, the first 3 teams are Houston, Pittsburgh, and Kansas City. The only other team other than those that I see possibly making the playoffs is Cincinnati, just because their division is terrible. Now, on the NFC side of things, you got Chicago, LA, Philly, and Tampa Bay, with your wild card teams being Seattle, Green Bay, and San Francisco. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Your lowest overall team in that entire thing is the 7-win Tampa Bay. 7-win Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That means like the 7-win Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers are the first 3 out. If there's any other team I see possibly even getting close to the playoffs, it's definitely the Carolina Panthers in that next 3. So there's that for the recap and everything. Now we're going to go on, and I'm going to pick the games for this next week. Thursday Night Football. We got a good one. Dallas Cowboys, Detroit Lions. This is going to be a tough one because both these teams need this game, this win, to be able to go to the playoffs. And I said it last week. I trust Detroit in that cold weather, in that cool weather, because it's controlled and it's in a dome. They're in Motor. I forgot what it's called, but in the Motor City, I'm going to take the Motor City Kitties over the Dallas Cowgirls because, frankly, Cowboys' year run defense is still not good. Still not good, even though you somehow held Saquon Barkley to like 60 yards. Seattle and Atlanta, come on now, give me the Seahawks. Seahawks are a much better team here. You can bet my money on this one. Now we got the True Toilet Bowl. I'm going to go Cleveland Browns because I think Shedeur might throw for 4 touchdowns on this pitiful Tennessee Titans defense. Next up, Commanders, Vikings. If Marcus Mariota has a great game like he did last week, then the Commanders are going to win this game. Now, ways that Minnesota could win this game: don't start Max Brosmer. Go find somebody else. Trade for Geno Smith. You can't, but even if you did, he still sucks. Dolphins, New York Jets. This is a complete toss-up. I could care less who wins this game. I'm just going to pick the Miami Dolphins just because I don't think the Jets are going to want to win this game. They're just going to try not to lose bad. It's like this term, instead of tanking, you're just going to try not to lose badly. So, there you go. Miami Dolphins are going to win this game. Devon Achane, 123 yards, 3 touchdowns. Boom. You heard it here first. Saints, Bucks. This matchup was always so good when you had LaShawn Lattimore and Mike Evans playing. But, I'm just going to take the Bucks because if the Saints beat you, you don't deserve to make the playoffs. Colts, Jags. This is literally for the AFC South. Literally for the AFC South. This is another good toss-up here. I mean, people are siding with the Colts. I'm going to take the Jags just because the Jags have been on a bit of a streak. They basically had a bye last week because they played the Titans. That's what you do when you play the Titans. You just put in your backups. Anyways, Colts, if you play like you did earlier this season, you will win this game. That's simple. And here we go, another 12 o'clock slot game. Steelers, Ravens. This is, again, for another division lead, which is crazy. By the way, let me just put this in here real quick. This is the first time in NFL history there has been 5 divisions in being decided by 1 or 1.5 games. Meaning, like, the leader of the division only has 1 or 1.5 games ahead of the second team in the division. There are 5 divisions like that in the NFL right now. First time in NFL history. Meaning the NFL is wide open. I'll get to that in a little bit. Then we got Steelers and Ravens, like I was just talking about, for the division lead. Give me Baltimore. I think Lamar will play better unless that Steelers defense gets after him like the Bengals defense did last week, which was something I didn't see coming out of the Bengals defense. Speaking of the Bengals, get the Bengals and Bills. Yeah, the Bengals look pretty good with Joe Burr. I'm taking the Bengals because, I mean, who knows? The Bills might win this game by 3 touchdowns. This is just my go for it pick of the week, even though the Bills are heavily favored in this matchup. Heavily favored. We get to the 3 o'clock games. I don't know why this game is in this time slot, but last time these two played, it was a disaster. They're going to Las Vegas this time. Are the Broncos probably going to win? Absolutely. Just because the Raiders suck. Give me the Raiders instead, just because I need to switch up on game pace, and I'm tired of picking the Broncos because they always have these close games. They should have destroyed the Raiders last time. They won by 3. They should have destroyed the Commanders last night on Monday Night SmackDown, or Sunday Night Football. Sorry, I was thinking of the Patriots there for a second. The Patriots are a lot better team. If the Patriots and Broncos played right now, the Patriots would win by 3 touchdowns. I'm just convinced right now. So give me the Raiders. Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers. This is going to be another game that probably decides the NFC North. This is so crazy. There's so many crucial games this week. It's insane. Week 14 is going to be way better than this last week. Then again, who do I like better? Do I like Caleb Williams? Do I like, I like Jordan Love better? Who do I like better? Give me the Chicago Bears. I like Ben Johnson a lot, and I'm starting to like Caleb Williams. I really didn't like Caleb Williams for a long time. I didn't like him at USC. I didn't like him at number 1 overall pick. He's starting to grow on me a little bit. Give me the Chicago Bears to take hold of the North. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Even though Aaron Rodgers, you're not on the Packers anymore, you don't own the North anymore, and you don't own the Bears. Los Angeles Rams, Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Los Angeles Rams, even though the Cardinals might lose this game by 3 or 7. The Rams are going to win just because they're the Rams. The Cardinals suck. That's why. Another crucial game here, Texans-Chiefs. Here's the thing. Whoever wins this game is most likely going to the playoffs. Whoever loses this game is going home. This is basically going to be a playoff game. I'm going to pick my Chiefs because I'm biased. Okay, it's on Sunday Night Football. And Sunday Night Football Arrowhead is a different environment, and it's a whole nother animal. Then on Monday Night Football, you got a good one. You got Philadelphia Eagles and Los Angeles Chargers. Give me the Eagles over the Chargers. Do I trust the Chargers more than the Eagles right now? Absolutely. But the Philadelphia Eagles are the better team. They're picked more. They're favored, even though they have the same record as the Chargers. And total points scored. Let's see. I was close on last week's prediction. Let's see. There was 33. There was 49 points, and I said there was like going to be 50-something points scored. So this week, I'm going to go with 49 points. 49 points total scored in this game. You know what? Actually, I'm changing this. Give me 54 points total in this game, because why not? And that's going to do it for this week. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you later.